Hello everyone, welcome back to GK Square Innovate You. I'm thrilled to have you are here today because we are about to embark on the exciting journey of the React.js. For the previous video, we will discuss about the introductions of this React.js very detailedly. So today's topic, we are talking about the important concept of the React.js. So why we need to learn these things? Have you ever wondered what makes React.js has preferred the choice of developers of worldwide? Well, today we are discussing the magic of diving deep into the three crucial concepts of the backbone of React.js success. So, component, virtual DOM, and unidirectional data flows. So, today I am teaching these three topics is very clearly and simply, including is connecting with the real world examples. So, just note the key points of each topics. This will help you to understand these concepts. Later, all the concepts we implemented in the projects that time you can clearly and easily understand these concepts very early. Now you are the beginner, just understand why these topics are very helpful in the React.js. Let's start the topics. Okay, so first we talk about the React components. So what is a components? Already we know the components are the building blocks of the React.js. So this thing will connect with some real world examples. Imagine you are building a house. Instead of constructing the entire house in the single structure, you break it down into the smaller components. For example, walls, doors, windows, and roof. Each component serves as a specific purposes, can be assembled independently or can be reused in the different ways. This modularity not only makes the constructions more manageable, but also allows you to update or replace the individual component without affecting the entire house. This is a simple and real world example of this for the React components. Let's same principle connect with the React JS. To building the user interfaces for the web application, you create the individual components for building the parts of the UI. So like buttons, forms, headers, navbars, list, anything you can easily be created in this single component. So one of the most things, each component has a own structure, own styling, behaviors and logic and all. The components can be reused also across the different pages or different sections of your applications, making development more efficient and maintainable. So let's note the key points. I will tell you one by one. Make sure you noted all the key points on your own style. So whatever you understand. So first one is the building block of the UI. So already we know React components. So fundamental building block of React applications user interfaces. So it represents the different parts or elements of the web pages. So next one is the reusable and modular. So what is the reusable? So the components, once the component is designed, it can be reusable and self-contained. This means you can create them once and use them multiple times in your applications. So it promotes a modular and efficient way to developing the process. And next one, the encapsulation of the logic. So each component encapsulates a own logic, structure, and behavior. This make it easy to manage and maintain the code because the responsibilities are well defined. So next one is the hierarchy of the components. So components can be used in the nested within the another components. So creating the hierarchy, so modular structure of the UI and allows you to build the complex interfaces by combining the smaller and simpler components. So you can build the entire application. And the next one is the maintenance. What is the maintenance means? When the component needs updating or fixing. So you can focus on that a specific component without affecting the rest of this application. The separation of concern is a simplifying the maintenance ability. This is the one of the important point of these components. And next is the scalability. As your application grows, the component-based architecture of the React allows you to scale the easily. So you can add the new features by creating the new component or the existing component at the once. These are the key points of the React components. Let's note all the points. If you have any doubt for these components for the all the topics, let's feel free to ask in this comment sections. I will try to explain each and everything is clearly. Okay, let's move on to the next topic of virtual DOM. So the virtual DOM, it's virtual document object model. It's a key concept of the React.js. So how it will be supporting to the React.js? it will improve the efficiency and performance of updating the user interfaces. Okay, here I give you some simple explanation how the original DOM is working. When you build the web application, the browser document object model represents the structure of the one web page. So every element, so like heading, paragraph, button, is a part of the DOM. So when the data in your application has changes, you might need to update the DOM reflect those changes. However, directly updating to the DOM can be slow and especially the very complex application. This is the problem of the old DOM. So we need to overcome of the problem. React introduce a virtual DOM concept. So it's a key concept in the React.js. It's improve the efficiency and performance by the updating the user interface explanation. So next one is how the virtual DOM is represented. So virtual DOM is a lightweight copy of the actual DOM. It's nothing is simple. This exact the same copy of the real DOM. So its representation how the real DOM looks with all the elements and attributes. And next is the efficiency update. This is one of the main thing. When your application data changes, React does not immediately modify the actual DOM. Instead, it creates a new virtual DOM representation based on the updated data. So whatever changes is applied in the virtual DOM, that part only reflected to the real DOM. Let's move on the next one, difference calculation. How the React did the difference calculation. So React then compares the previous virtual DOM with the new one. How they identify the difference of changes between them. This process is called as so reconciliation. And next is the minimized update. So what is a minimized update? So React figure out the minimal number of changes needed to update the actual DOM match the virtual DOM. This process is using the diffing algorithm. This is one of the most common interview questions. If you are going to some so React.js based interview, the interviewer is asking what are the algorithm is using to updating the virtual DOM to the real DOM. So this checking algorithm is called as diffing algorithm. These things you need to note it. So next one is the batch update. React bundles these changes together and update the real DOM in the single batch. So this approach is more efficient than making the multiple individual updates to the box. I hope you understand how the virtual DOM is really working for this based on the React.js. In the virtual DOMs, act as the middleman between your application data and the actual DOM. It's more performant way to update the user interface because it reduces them the direct manipulation of the DOM by calculating and applying only the necessary changes. React minimizes the performance overhead associated with the frequent updates only. So I hope you understand this concept is one of the reason why React is known for fast and responsive user interfaces, especially the application with the dynamic content that makes changes frequently. So the virtual DOM ability to optimize and streamline update plays the crucial role in maintaining the smooth user experience of the React virtual DOM. Okay, let's move on the final topic of unidirectional data flows. What is the concept of unidirectional data flows? Is the one word answer is a one-way data binding. So the core principle in the React.js that helps manage and update the data with a component-based architecture. Okay, let's I give you some simple explanation. So in the React application, data flow is a single direction from the parent component to the child component. This means the changes in the data at the higher level in the component hierarchy will automatically propagate down to the child components. Okay, but not the other way around. The child components cannot directly change the data in the parent component. This is the simple concepts. I will explain how it's a working process. You can understand very clearly. So first is the parent component hold the data. The parent component serves as the source of the data. It hold the data in the state or props. The state and props concepts in a future videos I will explain clearly. Just take this as the data we can hold in the parent component. And next is the passing data to the child component. So the parent component passes the necessary data down to the child component as per the props. What is a props means? I can simply explain. Props are so changing the data from one component to the another component from using these words of props. In the upcoming videos, I will clearly explain how the props, how we are using, how we implement in the React. So next we move to the child component display the use data. So child component receive the data as props and use it to the render UI and perform them some actions. So next is the updating data. If the data needs to be changed, it's done in the parent component. So the parent component state is updated, triggering re-render of the entire component subtree. And the next one is the data flow down. So as a result of the parent component update, the new data is passed down to the child component. So updated as props. So child components as a re-render with the new data. I hope you are understand this workflow of the unidirectional data flows. It's not that much difficult. It's really simple. What are the benefits for using from the unidirectional data flows? So first benefit, the one-way data flow make it easier to understand and predicts how changes in the data will affect the UI. Changes are initiated from the single point, that's a parent. There are the fewer changes are unexpected in interaction for the other side. Okay. Next, usable is a debugging. So if some problem has occurred, it's easy to trace from the source since the data changes are confined to the parent component. And next one is the performance. Already we discussed about the React virtual DOM and diffing process. So optimized for the unidirectional flow. So resulting is efficient updates and rendering. So next is the maintainability. With a clear data flow pattern, with a clear data flow pattern, the code becomes more maintainable and easier to refactor. I hope you can understand this unidirectional data flow. So the unidirectional data flow ensure the clear and manageable flow of data with the React application. It enhances the predictability, simplify debugging, and overall performance and maintainability of the code base. This is the vital part of the unidirectional data flow in React.js. Hello guys, this time we are end of the video. I hope you are understanding the three important concepts of the React.js. This video I can simply explain what are the important points and understanding purpose only I created this video. If you want more informations and you can anything doubt in this video, please feel free comment in this video. I definitely help you for this whole React.js journey. This video is helpful for you. Please hit the subscribe button and like this video and share with your friends. Okay guys, thank you so much. And for this is the end of this video, and we'll see you in the next video of the new concept of this React.js.